So now that links directly into, since we're talking about Lowry, we're talking about DeRozan, we're talking about Kawhi. So we talked about this before. We've talked about this before, but let's talk about this with the fans. Not a lot of people are talking about this though. The Raptors jersey retirement. You know what I'm saying? Who deserves a retired jersey within the organization? Right now, 0 we have. We have banners. We have one championship banner. You know what I'm saying? I think Kawhi deserves a statue, but that's a different discussion. You know what I'm saying? But jersey retirement. Now, before we talk, I understand and I know jersey retirement to me is honor. A high honor, a high praise. That means no one who touches this court is wearing your number on the road, at home, preseason, playoffs, finals. No one touches your number. They don't even wear it. It's just in the rafters. That's what it is.
Because it should be disrespectful.
Exactly. It means no one could come to your level ever again that we just cancel this number. It means it's so elite, no one touches it again. That's, to me, that's the highest praise. To me, that's even higher praise than some people's ring. Because some people want a ring on the bench. Like McCaw, some of these guys.
That's a fact.
So to me, it depends who you are. So for when I look at it from that context, who do we retire? To me, I say I have 2 criteria before I throw it over to them. My criteria is if you have to be elite, be the sole reason you want a ring, right? You have the Kawhis, you have the number 1 or number 2 option, and then everybody else role players, you just get the ring. That's your present, and you get your bonus, whatever you get. You know what I'm saying? But, and also too, when they have the championship banner, they could put your names on that banner. You're there. You seen the championship ring for the banner for the Raptors. Lowry, all those names are on the side, right? So you're there. You're stapled. But now jersey retirement is only for those. And if you don't win a ring, you have to be hella iconic, change the culture, you know what I mean? And be hella elite in that sense. So me, I say retirement, Kawhi, retirement, Vince Carter. That's it. That's my list. Now I'll throw it over to you guys. What do you guys think? That's it. That's what I have. I have Kawhi and Vince Carter. That's all I have. Y'all can go ahead and tell me. That's all I have.
Go ahead.
That's all I have. So you tell me, because I'm hearing people say DeRozan, Lowry.
See, for me,
give me
the retirement list. For me goes Vince Carter. No one's jersey gets retired until Vince Carter.
Okay,
Vince Carter's number 1.
I agree
because of everything he's done for the franchise, where he took them from, and where they go. Number 2, the second jersey that's retired is Lowry.
Oh my gosh, yo! What are you talking about?
Lowry is Mr. Raptor.
What are you
like the staple?
I know you're laughing. I don't even like him, but I have.
It's not about liking him.
I have to admit it. He is Mr. Raptor.
Face of the Raptor.
He's Mr. Raptor.
He's the face of the Raptor. He's been there for so long. Like he
won a ring.
Lowry's face is there. Like, so to give someone else a retired jersey
before him,
just because he's been there the longest,
and he's accomplished the most.
And the heart, yeah, like
how's he that's for me. That's for me that I could debunk, rebuttal your whole statement. The fact that you've been there that long and you only won when I came for 1 year means you're not that elite.
I get what you guys
that doesn't matter.
But they're gonna.
Dirk has
what
one ring.
What are we valuing here?
Dirk has 1 ring. Mans have 1 ring.
But Dirk is elite. What do you mean Dirk?
There's bear mans with 1 ring. I'm just saying there's bear mans with 1 ring.
Listen.
He's a role player. He's like Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher ain't ever getting. Lonzo Ball just has Derek Fisher's number. And they talked about Lonzo Ball in the Raptors before Derek Fisher.
The Raptors franchise is different.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
That's why we only have 1 ring.
Who they boost, it's so different. Like,
yeah, like you're talking about, it's a different echelon. Like when we're talking about the Lakers,
I retired Damon Stoudemire.
The Boston, stop it. Now you're.
That's why he wore Damon Stoudemire's jersey. What do you mean?
Now you're being rude.
Listen, man.
Charles had that number.
Listen, man. This is the equivalent of going to a picnic, and they have a piggyback race, and then the person who is on the person's back, okay, the person who is riding on the person's back is one who gets their jersey retired. When the one who was carrying him, who carried him,
you already know.
Listen, Lowry. We already just talked about Lowry.
Yes.
We just talked about Lowry.
But he's still Mr. Raptor.
It doesn't matter. Listen, the only time that I will give you, the only time that I will give you the point about longevity to have your jersey retired is if you have that longevity point on a dynasty. And even then,
Facts.
and even then, you have to be more than just longevity. You have to give me a little some extra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We can't, like Raptors fans, I want you to understand something. Imagine we walk into Madison Square Garden. Oh, sorry, my fault. What's the
Lakers? You already know. Lakers? Boston?
What's the arena for Boston?
The TD Garden.
We walk into TD Garden.
But that's the
Okay?
Boston Celtics.
And we see Kevin Garnett. Right?
Kevin McHale.
We
Larry
see
Bird.
Larry
Paul Pierce.
Okay?
That's
we walk
different,
into the Lakers. Okay? We see Kobe Bryant. Okay? We see Shaquille O'Neal. We see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We see Magic
But
Johnson.
that's different.
Okay?
That's out of context.
We walk into Chicago. We see Michael Jordan. Okay? We see Scottie Pippen. And then we walk to Toronto and we see Kyle Lowry.
See?
Does that make sense?
This is because man's wanna, I get it, the Mr.
It does
Raptor.
make sense.
It's because of the
That's why
they're
it
doing
makes
they're
sense.
trying to do longevity, they're
It's
trying
not.
to do.
It's not only that. It's about
And the
you
game
got to
is
take
where we
every
have to
franchise
apart.
uniquely.
Yeah.
The franchise itself. Listen,
yeah.
Chris Bosh got his jersey retired in Miami.
But he was part of the big three. That's so disrespectful.
They did what? They did what? What did they do?
They won
What do you
2
mean?
out of
2
4
rings. That's all they did.
Out of 4 rings.
And he was
Rings
there.
is a big deal.
But he was part of a
The
big
man was there
three.
for 5 years and he only won 2 rings and then he was out and he was a big 3 and he did what? He had 1 point games.
What?
He had 1
He
point
was
games.
there for
He had 1
5
point
years
games.
and he won 2 rings. That's a big
But
deal.
how about Lowry? How about Lowry's resume?
How about Lowry?
Lowry's not
What
even
did
in
he
the
do with the Rosen all these years? I've been waiting.
I understand, but you gotta take it in each franchise uniquely. You're talking about
I
the
get that
Boston
point.
Celtics. Goes, look at all the championships that have ever been run. Those franchises have won more than 25% of those rings. So you can't compare it.
So you go,
You can't compare
you
it.
take the
You gotta
blueprint
look at
of
the
the
Phoenix
elite.
Suns. Phoenix Suns retired who? Kenny Johnson and those men.
But Kenny Johnson was elite in his
You say he's more elite than Kyle Lowry for his
You're
franchise?
disrespectful.
Are you really going to-
No, I know.
I'm
I'm just saying.
I'm
No,
bring up Kenny
no,
Johnson
no,
right now.
no,
No, bring him up right now.
Please.
Bring him up right now.
Look, I'm
Please
just saying.
compare to
Bring him
us
right now.
I'm just
Kevin
saying.
Johnson compared to Kyle Lowry.
Someone at least won a ring.
First of all, they ran into Jordan. What are you talking about?
Okay.
All right.
He says,
But they ran into the actual GOAT of LeBron James.
Look at this. Look at Kenny Johnson's averages in his prime. 20 points per game, 22.5, 22.2, 19.7, 16.1, 20, 15.5, 18.7, 20. As a point guard back then in a passing point guard era.
Pull up Lowry.
All right, I got you.
Lowry don't disappoint me, man.
I got you. Let's pull up Lowry. Let's pull up
I've
Lowry.
been questioning.
Let's pull up Lowry. Look at his first 7 years. 5.6, 9.6, 7.6, 7.6,
don't go those
7.6,
years. Don't go those
9.1.
years. I
Now I'm
said
going in his
Raptors. I
prime.
said
In his
Raptors.
prime. In his
Raptors,
prime.
Raptors years.
Yeah, I'll
Raptors
go.
years.
Okay, Raptors in his prime. His
Yeah,
first
let's go.
year with the Raptors, 11.6, 17.9, 17.8, 21, 22, 16, 14, 19. What comparable to
that's jersey retirement?
That's
So
funny.
listen, I know it's not. But if you
and we're not even bringing his playoffs numbers.
guys, I'm telling you, I know, I agree with you.
That's what my point. You brought us same
Yeah,
Phoenix
let-
franchise.
let
Phoenix.
Let her say what she's trying to say.
On a grand scale of things,
Mm-hmm.
yes, nobody's thinking about Lowry. But if you put him in the Raptors limelight, like if you think about who on the
Yeah,
Raptors would you retire their jersey before Lowry? Who?
Vince Carter.
Kawhi and
That's
VC.
Kawhi.
No, not Kawhi.
Because they're the ones who deserve to have their jersey retired.
Vince Carter, I can
So,
understand.
so this is
Only
basically
Vince.
what me and his point is.
Only Vince,
Our
only
point
Vince.
is,
Only Vince.
our point is that one, to even get into that jersey retirement talk, you have to be a certain caliber of player from the jump. That's what because we're saying jersey retirement is so elite. There's some people like Allen Iverson who never won a ring, but they're jersey retired. Chris Webber, those guys, they're still staples, not just with that team, but amongst the league during that era that they were with that team.
You can't be good.
Kyle
have
Lowry
to be
wasn't even
great.
only mentioned as a starter one time, and that was because of Bieber fans. How are you getting your jersey retired when you're a backup reserve every year? You're not even elite amongst the rest of your peers.
Who's better than Kyle Lowry on the Raptors?
It's not that's what we're saying. We're saying the Raptors franchise is so weak. That's what we're saying. The Raptors franchise has been so weak in comparison to the Lakers or whatever that at the end of the day,
but that's
you
the
only.
Lakers.
Listen to what I'm saying, but you have to. I'm saying
compare them.
But even to the Suns,
those men.
Listen, man.
I'm saying you have to
only
award
Charlotte Bobcats.
But you have
the Bobcats are going to retire. I mean, the Hornets
But
are
I'm
going to.
saying
They retire
again,
jerseys.
I don't agree with that. That's what I'm saying. You're bringing up comparable statements like that's going to justify what I'm saying. They're doing it wrong too. What I'm saying is the elite people who are doing it is the Lakers. That's the reason why they have championship rings, because even like when LeBron came to the Lakers, you haven't won shit with us yet. We don't rate you. They only rate what you do as elite.
Exactly.
Robert Horry has won bare rings with the Lakers. You're not up there. Derek Fisher has won 5 rings with Kobe. Kobe has never won a ring without Fisher. Lonzo Ball's wearing number 2. They're talking about Lonzo Ball on the Raptors before Derek Fisher. He's wearing the same number. And Lonzo Ball didn't even play a game yet.
I'm not going to be surprised if it's Lowry. That's all I'm saying.
Huh?
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I won't be surprised if they retire.
See if that's what I'm saying. If they give it to Lowry, that just shows me. That just shows you guys will never win a ring
This
again.
is the thing, right? You have to understand.
You guys got
and
lucky that Kawhi was in that blessed situation.
What Leke is saying is so important because you have to understand is what standard are you holding yourself to?
Exactly.
Right? Are you assuming greatness for your future or mediocrity for your future?
Exactly.
The reason why we're talking like this is because we want the Raptors to aim for greatness.
Exactly.
We don't want this. You know how embarrassing that is? You know how embarrassing that is? That you're gonna walk into the arena and you're gonna see Kyle Lowry's jersey retired, and then when you go to the Lakers, you see Kobe Bryant, Shaquille. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
But a lot of this is Masai. Look at the players he's also.
But it's not. But that's what I'm saying. It's not that. It's also franchises.
Yeah,
Look at
We
Denver
get
Nuggets.
that. We
Look
get
at Denver
that.
Nuggets. Look at all these other
It
organizations.
doesn't matter.
But that
if you don't
is-
deserve to have a jersey retired, then you don't get to have a jersey
But it
retired.
also comes
listen,
out- No,
listen,
you
listen,
do-
no, no,
you
wait,
do
wait,
have
wait,
to
wait, wait,
do
wait, wait, wait.
that.
Listen.
Look.
What you have to understand is this decision is permanent, okay? This is worse. This is worse than letting somebody into the Hall of Fame who doesn't deserve to go into the Hall of Fame. Because at least somebody will be able to wear that number again, okay? When you retire somebody's jersey,
no one's wearing it.
who doesn't deserve to have their jersey retired, that number can never be used ever again. What happens to the next Michael Jordan who just gets drafted by the Toronto Raptors and the number that he wanted was the number 7? Because of Kyle Lowry, he can't wear it.
Facts. Big facts. And we're not saying, again, everyone's like, oh my God, you disrespecting
but
Lowry.
you
No,
guys
we're
are
not. You rate him accordingly.
Y'all are shitting on the nigga.
Yeah,
No,
you
we're
are
not.
killing
No,
this
we're
man.
not.
And
He's
I'm
not on
even
that
a fan.
caliber.
When I
He's
see
not-
a dead body, when I see a dead body, I see it.
Okay, perfect example. This is our point. This is our
body?
point. This is our point of what we're trying to say. This is what we also discussed before too. When you name the title Mr. Raptor, yes, longevity plays to it, but the people who you're seeing in comparison of that longevity, we're still in an elite category. Perfect example is Mr. Thunder Westbrook. He's already in an elite category.
Very
Three
elite.
straight triple doubles, done something
Very
no one's done in
elite.
history. He's already an elite player. That when you name him Mr. Thunder, yes.
And he's a
It makes sense.
superstar.
And he's a superstar. You can't be a superstar named Mr. Raptor. That's just a fan favorite at a talent show. We don't care about you.
That's literally, what's this guy's name? Caruso? What's his first name? That's
Alex Caruso.
That's literally
Fan
Alex
favorite.
Caruso. You're a fan favorite. The fans love you.
Westbrook
And because
won
of,
a ring?
No, he hasn't won a ring,
No,
but he's
but
already a
at least he
superstar
went to the
talent.
finals.
He's a
How many
superstar
times
level.
did he bring them to the conference finals? How many times did he
But
bring
he's
a
a
team
superstar
that
caliber
shouldn't have
player.
even made it to the playoffs to be in the playoffs? He's an MVP. He's a perennial all-star. Like, we can't even compare Westbrook
But that's
to
what I'm
Kyle Lowry.
saying,
Even
see?
just to mention Westbrook and Kyle
know, it's
Lowry
disrespectful.
is disrespectful to
It's
Westbrook.
But to answer your point, it's not. I said we said you award the people like
I
Kawhi
apologize.
with the rings. You award them if they won a ring. You award the elite player. But if you haven't won a ring, you have to be on Vince Carter type of level. Vince Carter, literally,
A culture changer.
literally, Katie said I wanted to go to the Raptors because of Vince Carter. Literally, no one talked about the Raptors ever until Vince Carter came on the map
Like,
and T-Mac.
I understand that, but what I'm telling you is
No
that
one mentioned
it's by
Lowry.
franchise. The jersey
People talked
retirements
about the
by
Raptors because
franchise.
of Drake more than Lowry.
For example, I'll even tell you Watch. Marc Gasol's going to get his jersey retired in Memphis.
No.
Tell me if I'm
I don't
capping.
even know about
No,
that.
he's not.
You don't. Oh, you don't think
He didn't
Zebo
even win a
is?
ring with them.
You don't think
Zebo's different. Zebo's different.
Oh, why is
He's
Zebo
been
different?
hella elite there.
It. No, you can't pick and choose.
What do you mean I didn't
You can't
pick and
pick
choose? I
and choose.
told you,
You can't pick
if
and
you haven't
choose.
won a ring, you have to be so elite caliber within your team. He won a ring somewhere else.
Even
Zebo doesn't deserve a
Even
retirement
Zebo
either.
is fringe. It's a fringe.
Yeah, I
listen,
wouldn't give
listen.
him one. I wouldn't
For you
give
to
him
have
one
your
either.
jersey retired, for you to be the Mr. something of a team, and you didn't win any rings, okay?
You have to be on a. You have to be a top 10 player in the league at that
a
point.
super star.
Yeah, a top 10 player.
You have to be what we call box office.
That,
Zebo never
thank
won.
you.
People came to the
Zebo,
arena
that's what I said. You want to be.
because
But he's gonna get his
of
jersey
you.
retired. I could.
Then I disagree
Okay.
with it. I disagree
could
with
bet
it.
money
If he
on
does.
this. Zebo will get his jersey retired.
if you're gonna get this, we're just gonna retire your jersey because of how long you played on the team. You better be Udonis Haslem, okay? You better have been playing on that team for so long. Generations have passed. And my children's children have still seen you playing on the same team, okay?
Right?
You better be Patrick Ewing, okay?
Don't Patrick.
Don't
And
do
even
that.
Patrick
That's-
Ewing, you
don't
can't
do
use
that.
that because he was a superstar.
If you're not being able to be on a starter as an all-star during your era that you were during your tenure there, you're not even in the bread. You're not. When they talked about the Raptors, they even talked about DeRozan first before Lowry.
Man said United. I see Jordan. I come to Scotiabank.
Lowry. It's actually disrespectful.
That would be upsetting, but still.
No, because
Iverson not win a ring because he was on the same team. Like I'm finding that a lot of these
Yeah, because
they're
of
so stubborn to
the
their
agenda
team.
changed. No, the agenda changed now.
Yeah, people leave teams now. That's why I'm saying if you won a ring, you could be there for like Shaq. You only played with the Lakers. What? He had like a 6-year era where he won and he won 3 out of those times. So it's like you're already stapled, but you already were elite. We give it to you.
yo, watch this point. Watch this point. The difference is with Iverson in Philly is a king in Philly. Okay? If you're going to talk about, especially during that time,
He's a king in the league. And then Philly.
especially if you're talking about during that time, I'm talking about just for the city. For the city.
Yeah.
Okay? During that time, Iverson is undisputedly the king of Philly, even above Will Smith. During that time.
Yeah. Facts.
Iverson, Lowry is literally not even Drake in Toronto.
Yeah.
I'm not even being disrespectful, okay? Lowry
talked about
is
Drake
not
more
that
than
guy
Lowry.
in this city. As much as you guys think that he is, and the perfect proof is look at who Kawhi was in this city in 1 year. We're
1
giving
year.
him free passes to restaurants. We gave him the key
Kawhi
to
and
the
Dime.
whole city.
And the man
Kawhi
left.
actually lifted himself above Drake.
Facts.
In Toronto, we're begging him, please don't go, please,
Kawhi
please
ain't dying.
stay,
Kawhi ain't
please.
dying.
And DeRozan and Lowry both been free agents and he just signed.
Like when you're talking
No
about
one says
when you're
nothing.
talking about Mr. Raptor, Lowry isn't even popular enough in Toronto to be called Mr. Raptor.
Yeah.
Okay, if you go to Oklahoma City.
Yeah,
There is
that's
not one man, woman, or child that is not a fan of Russell Westbrook.
Facts.
Okay? Russell Westbrook, even now that he's in Houston, is still the biggest star in Oklahoma.
Facts.
Even though
That's
Russell
what happens when you're
Westbrook
a superstar.
playing in Houston is the biggest star in Oklahoma because it doesn't matter what jersey he wears from this moment forward, he will always be seen as Mr. Thunder. Am I telling the truth? Lowry is not that. He's not. And that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
How about you? He was saying, remember he
No, I
before-
said
he
Lowry.
DeRozan.
I said DeMar deserves a jersey retired.
No, you done lost it.
The Frozen? The Frozen?
Yo,
How?
hold on. Wait.
I think he
How can you get a jersey? I traded you in your prime
Thank you.
for a more elite
I
version.
just said what I was about to say.
What? How can you be retired when I trade in your prime?
I'm just
27.
It's unfortunate.
In your prime.
Talking about?
I said I can't. The man Masai said I can't win with you. I traded you
has like
in your
Raptor
prime.
stat. Him and Larry have every Raptor.
No
Does
injury.
it matter?
Yes, it does. Unfortunately.
No, it doesn't.
You talking about stats? What is this?
There's still time. There is still time. The Raptors is one of the newest teams in the NBA.
Listen, 10 is an ugly number. No nigga's gonna have it. Just give it to him.
No,
stop that.
no.
We can get a shooter who can defend properly and shoot.
DeRozan, and you know what? You know what? This is the thing. I don't want to be too hard on guys because I know one day you guys might see this. You know what? I just have to speak from my heart, guys. This is not. I'm not trying to offend you. I just have to speak from what I seen. Okay. What disqualifies DeRozan is, first of all, he wasn't who we needed him to be in the playoffs ever.
Palms are sweaty.
To the point, not as a player and not as a leader. Okay? You can't be in the middle of a series, and when they asked you, why did you lose? You say, we would have won if we had LeBron on our team, and the series isn't even done. And you're going to retire that?
You gotta retire him, bro.
Nah.
No, that doesn't even make any sense.
It doesn't make
Even
any
you don't
sense.
believe that, bro.
It doesn't make any sense.
So hold on. Let me ask you. Watch this. If you had a team of Noah Land and DeRozan was a star on your team, and you had all the same players through all the history in Noah Land of your team, would you want to see DeRozan's name in the Raptors after you traded him in the middle of his prime because you needed something better?
And one without him.
No, I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't.
So then that means that your opinion is ours.
No.
He's saying because of stats. He's doing the
I'm saying the franchise itself.
He's saying the franchise.
If it was me,
but they want to ring
me
now.
is
The
different.
franchise isn't weak no
Me,
more.
I'm able to sit there and look at the fans and they say shame, shame, shame. If I don't retire DeMar's jersey, and I'll still walk with my head high. I don't think ownership could do that.
Yes, they could, because people don't even care about DeRozan like that.
They do. You hear these buckets every day saying they want to bring him back. Bring him back. He's on the trade back again.
You're talking about die-hard fans. Try-hard fans. If you're really a star, you make people who don't watch basketball come to watch you. You become a star to every single person that is in that jurisdiction. That's what Kawhi was. DeRozan was never that.
He was. DeRozan
No, he
You got traded, and in the clutch, you got cookied by Kawhi, and Kawhi won the game. That tells you everything.
DeRozan was never
And then
that.
twice.
Like, people in Toronto are not watching basketball just because of DeRozan. That's what Vince Carter was.
No, it's
That's what
Drake.
Kawhi was.
It's because of Drake, Jurassic Park, We the North. I'm telling you, Drake was so impactful to that team.
We the North run, they're giving it to
For example, how you got benched in the clutch.
Bro, the first time we ever made it to the conference.
He got benched in the clutch for OG in his rookie year.
But the first time we ever made it,
and that's not DeRozan's rookie year.
The first time we ever made it
in his prime in the playoff conference final, game 6, they benched you in the fourth quarter. And the Raptors, not only did they bench you, they went on a run. They went on a run. They went on a run and came into clutch. They went on a run. Once they benched you, they went on a run.
I understand that, but the first time we ever made it to the conference finals was with those two guys.
So what?
Wow.
So every time you make it to a conference finals, you have to retire the jersey?
I never said every time. I'm just saying.
Okay, Sir Blake Griffin have his jersey retired for the Clippers?
So.
Oh my God.
No, what are you talking about, man? I said talking about this stuff, man.
I think so. You don't think Blake?
No, for what?
He didn't even play half the playoffs. He was injured.
Yeah, but
he missed like 3 playoffs.
And taking Blake,
his all-star wins.
Was Blake not my favorite player for a long time?
Yeah.
But you see, this is the problem. Y'all have to really think here for a second, okay? There are players in the Hall of Fame who haven't had their jersey retired.
Exactly.
We don't just throw around jersey retirements. That is a permanent number.
It's a high honor.
Never. At the same way that championship banners More people will see your jersey retired than people will see you in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Because there's thousands of people who come to every single game.
They look up, Lowry.
And they see your name.
DeRozan.
Yo, for you to reach that, to me, it's even disrespectful to Lowry. If I'm Lowry, I wouldn't want to have my jersey retired yet. I want to do more myself to prove that I need to have my jersey retired.
Facts.
Right? When you make that the standard of jersey retirement, then who shouldn't have their jersey retired that stays on the same team?
Mans are trying to make jersey retirement become like these tribute videos where every man gets a tribute.
Bro, if you do it that way, then there's not going to be any numbers left. Honestly,
you can't have your jersey retired.
There's going to be jerseys retired all over all the arenas. It's just going to be jerseys upon jerseys upon jerseys.
What numbers are left? Exactly. How can you have your jersey retired and you've never been a top 10 in your position? In your prime.
That's wild, man.
How?
You were never even a star.
They never mentioned
Not
you.
even a star. Not a star.
Not even a starter. Not even all-star starter.
You're not box office. You don't even have a signature shoe. Right? And it's not disrespect because
bro, he wears Hardens, fam.
Because his career is still continuing, right? So
he can drop it down.
So he can make that. He can make that with time, right?
No.
If he comes back and he snaps and he becomes elite. And my next problem is with him and with these other guys, right? When I look at somebody like Paul George, right? Even Blake Griffin. When I look at Kawhi Leonard, they didn't come into the league so amazing. But every single year that you look at these guys, you can tell, yo, this guy got way better.
Facts.
No, I agree.
Right? I can give that to DeRozan, that DeRozan is somebody who I can tell works on his game. My only issue is with DeRozan. That's why I would rather see DeRozan's jersey retired than Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry has not gotten better. Okay?
No,
he hasn't.
No.
Okay?
I don't agree with that.
But
I'm taking Lowry over DeRozan any day of the week.
But DeRozan, at least I've seen him get progressively better and better and better and better.
Wow,
and
he
better
hasn't even added.
He's
never added a tray ball.
But he has different takes from what he used to take when he first came into the league.
Even if you get better, even if you get better, yes. Even if you get better, but yes, even if you get better, at the end of the day, one who hasn't gotten better, one who hasn't gotten better in the clutch, at least what he's always done, or a little bit better, which is Lowry. Sometimes it's low, sometimes he's here, sometimes he's there, and even within it wavering, he's still trying. DeRozan goes MIA. All that getting better in the clutch, you disappear. You become the coach.
That's a fact.
Dribble off leg.
Even then, you're not even you're not even at least motivating your team. You're not even at least.
You're the ally. You become ally.
Both of y'all are just on the court, just like, yo, we're losing.
Yo, nothing worse than that feeling.
Bro,
when you play sports, there's no worse feeling than when you're there, you're like, damn.
Bro, when you have T-Mac on your team,
this is defeat right now.
Like, you don't turn off the TV because you know at any moment he could come back.
Exactly. 13 points, 30 seconds.
DeRozan and Lowry, it was never that. It was never that. And it doesn't mean that they weren't great for Toronto. It doesn't mean that they weren't amazing teammates for Toronto. But guess what? Mo Pete was great. Okay? JYD was great. Okay? We love those guys. Okay? These are fan favorites. These are people who during that time in Toronto, they could go anywhere and they would get love. But guess what? If now we see Mo Pete on the street buying a hot dog, probably 90% of you won't even know who that was.
Exactly. That's fact.
Because he was not that guy. But he was a fan favorite.
Yeah.
JYD.
Yeah.
Y'all know who that is? Junkyard Dog? Oh, you forgot about him. Exactly.
Perfect. So from there, our last topic, obviously, we're going ham right now, which I love it. We'll talk about the NBA.
15?
Huh? 15 what?
7.
15.
2.
This nigga said 15,
10.
7, 2, 10.
That's how I said.
No.
What is that?
Their numbers.
Exactly.
He's saying VC, Lowry, then Kawhi, then DeRozan. This
nigga
said then Kawhi. Kawhi deserves a jersey retirement and a statue. The only ring.
Agree.
Facts, man.
What are you guys talking about? 1 year and done?
I don't care if he just spent 1 year, man. What he did to this city the way that he electrified this city.
Yeah.
I've never seen a player in any sport have such an impact on a team in 1 year as I've seen Kawhi. And I'm not saying that there hasn't been a player that's done that in 1 year. I'm saying I haven't seen it.
In 1 year.
Right? I know that Magic Johnson, his first year on the Lakers,
But
they
Lakers
won a
always been winning
championship.
anyways.
But that was a winning franchise.
Exactly.
Okay? The Raptors, like, first of all, in Toronto, we struggle to win championships in any sport. To
In fact,
begin
he
with.
broke through. There's even people even say a Raptors curse. People even say a Raptors curse.
Okay?
Like,
It's
that's
hard to be
crazy.
a Toronto fan. And because we're Toronto fans and we're so used to losing, we've become optimistic. Okay? So we talk so positively all year about our team because we're Canadians. And we're nice like that, okay? So we talk nice about our teams. Oh man, the Leafs are doing well this year. The Leafs have a chance to win it this year.
The Blue Jays have a chance.
And it never happens. It never happens. And this was the one time that it happened. This is the one time that it happened.
Mans haven't won anything since 1991, 92, since Blue Jays. Like, are you guys understanding? 2019, you know how long, bro. It's crazy, man. And even then, the man had to break through so many curses, so many things. Man's a Raptors curse, boom, 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 game winners. Like, what are y'all like? Nah, trophy.
And to be real with you, I think Kawhi is gonna come back at some point. Even if it's when he's like getting older in his career, because this is the thing. Kawhi is never going to be loved in any city as much as he was loved in Toronto. And love is addictive.
Yeah.
Right?
For a regular man, it's not RoboCop and Terminator.
No, Kawhi, just because he's quiet doesn't mean that he's not affected, bro. Because look at what he did with San Antonio. He didn't like the way that they treated him. He was out. Yeah. Toronto showed him nothing but love. Toronto treated him for the first time
he doesn't want to
like an actual superstar. Now he's in the Clippers, and it's like, listen, LA doesn't belong to the Clippers.
You already know that. It's all Lakers.
Like, that's one of the teams that I don't understand why they haven't moved that team somewhere else, bro.
Yeah.
Like, move it to a different city, man. Move it to Las Vegas. Like, don't you guys want to have some pride for yourselves? Right? LA belongs to the Lakers.
Yeah, that's what they want to Inglewood.
Especially after now Kobe died.
Yeah. Even height.
Bro, no Lakers fan is leaving the Lakers with everything that Kobe has done.
Only if he has an elite player with him, Kawhi, then I'll see him coming back.
But even
Lakers
he's never
leaving Laker pride.
No, I'm saying coming back to Toronto. I'm saying Kawhi coming back to Toronto.
Yeah, because Lakers fans now, especially after Kobe died, it's hit us so hard. Yeah. Those Lakers fans
even higher.
They've tattooed the Lakers onto their, like, it doesn't matter how many rings. Listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how many rings the Clippers win. Those fans are not converting. The most that city will ever be is 50-50. And even that is if the Clippers become what the Warriors were.
Yeah.
Okay? So Kawhi, the love that you got over here, you can't get that nowhere. Come home.
Perfect. So we finished that with